Hi, it's Kevin here from Music in Leicester, and this is the 7th in our series of podcasts where we talk to the people in Leicester's music scene about what they've been getting up to and how the lockdown may be affecting them, as we are now 9 weeks in. Wowee. In this week's podcast, we will be chatting to Grant Decker from Leicester's very own psychedelic and rather theatrical rock band Goldwater. But first, we have on the line Carol from Casbah Promotions. Hello, Carol.
Hi, Kevin. Long time no see.
It is indeed, and thank you very much for chatting with me today on my little podcast. Am I finding you well?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, I'm working from home, so yeah, keeping busy.
Oh, that's great. Now, okay, so let's begin. Let's find out just a little bit of history for those that don't know, because obviously you're a familiar face around the Leicester music scene. Now, you run your promotions company called Casbah Promotions, don't you?
That's right, yes.
And how long's that been going for now then, Carol?
Well, it's about 5 years.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not that long really.
Okay. What motivated you to start your promotions company?
I'm a big music fan. I love live music, and I just really wanted to try and support the new and up-and-coming bands. So I started off bringing sort of emerging bands into Leicester that might not otherwise get an opportunity to play here, and most importantly use it as a platform for the local bands to perform, because they don't get a chance necessarily to go and play with these bands, you know, in London or elsewhere.
That's true. Had you done promotions before, or what? Why did you want to do that in particular?
No, I've never done it.
Oh, right.
It's a completely new thing for me. I go to a lot of gigs. I try to look at it from the punter's end and what I think a good gig is, really. So, yeah, I feel very passionate about supporting new music. And I just thought, why not? Why not give it a try?
Oh, good for you, good for you. Now so you've been on the Leicester scene for about 5 years then. You must have seen
Yes.
you must have seen a few changes on the music scene, because it changes quickly, doesn't it, things?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Leicester since about 1988, which is probably longer than some of the band members have been alive.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, there's been lots of changes. I mean, I first started going to gigs in the 70s, but two things really. One is the use of phones at gigs, which can be a positive thing for recording, but not everybody likes it.
No, that's one of my pet hates, actually, Carol.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I don't like going to see a band and everybody or people in the audience are staring at their phone, presumably looking at Facebook. I don't really like that.
Yeah, and I think it depends how busy the gig is. I mean, it was quite interesting when the Queen movie came out and they were showing the Live Aid scene all those years back, and you know, it was so fascinating to see the audience there, not a phone amongst them or a camera even.
Yeah.
So things have changed a lot, and I think it can be a bit annoying for people if someone in front of them standing with a phone.
Exactly.
But I think you just have to use your common sense with these things. I've been quite grateful in some ways for people that have taken photos and videos.
Yeah.
But you just have to try and manage the space, really.
That's right. I mean, a lot of times, like you say, it actually helps, I suppose. People take photos and little video clips, upload it, and then that helps promote the gig. People can see what a wonderful time other people had, and hopefully more people will come to the next gig. So, yeah, it's got its good things and bad things, I suppose.
I mean, another thing that I've noticed is the sort of general reduction in the numbers of younger people coming out to gigs on a regular basis.
Right.
So, you know, whereas years ago it was what everybody did on a Friday or a Saturday night, they've got other distractions now, I think.
So
we'd certainly like to see younger people out more often to support the live bands.
That's true, because a lot of time now it's just so easy to stay at home and watch a really good film, isn't it?
That's it, exactly. And I think we understand that, but yeah, it'd be good to see a few more out, and it's important really. Us old ones aren't going to be around forever.
Most of the bands today are doing live streams and stuff, so do you think that might be used as a way to help tempt people down? Because now people can actually watch more or less a live gig at home, and hopefully they'll think, oh, this looks quite good. Hopefully they'll sort of think, oh, it would be nice to actually go to the venue and see them next time. Do you think that might help?
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the bands are all getting more and more creative with these live streams, and depending what sort of technology they have, depends really on the quality, etc. It could go either way, couldn't it? We could have people saying, well, it's all being live streamed, I'll watch it at home. But as you say, they could actually think, well, actually, I'd really like to go and see this band live.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will work in a more positive way.
That's right, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there with quality. I think if it's not so good quality, that's enough to make them sound and look bad, so people will just turn off and then won't go and see the band. Or if it's really good, hopefully that'll have the opposite effect. Okay, Carol, we're talking about subjects close to my heart. Anyway, let's have a little break now. We're going to play a song. Or if you'd like to tell us why you chose the song by Ohana, and if you'd like to introduce it, please.
Okay, Ohana are relatively new, I think, to the local scene. I've seen them 2 or 3 times at the Sound House. I've really been impressed with them, their musical ability and their sort of innovation with their sound. They've got their own sound, I think, and I always find it really exciting when a new band comes along and gets their own sound going. And this is their latest single, just come out in the last couple of days, I think. It's Too Good For Me.
That was Too Good For Me by Ohana, which, in case you're interested, was reviewed by Music in Leicester's Cassius Povey. So you could have a look at that after you've listened to this podcast if you like. So I've still got Carol from Casbah Promotions on the phone with me. So Carol, tell me, I often wonder this. Now, being a promoter, it strikes me as being a stressful job, because if you've not got many people coming to the gig, you're thinking, I can't afford to pay the bands. Or I suppose the often doesn't happen. If you've got too many people, you just tell them to go away, I suppose. But is it actually is it a stressful thing to do?
You know, it really can be. You really don't know until the night how many people are going to turn up, because you can't always go on the advance ticket sales. But and audience numbers can be erratic. You know, you think it's going to be really popular and it's not, and vice versa. It's all in the planning, really. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't agree fees that I can't afford to pay out of my own pocket.
All right, okay.
So in my case, you know, I'm fortunate. I've got a full-time day job. I've got an income. So I agree with fees with the bands up front, and they will all get paid. Sound engineers and everybody do get paid. I think that's quite important.
Right, yeah.
I know, you know, it must be difficult if you're a full-time promoter relying on the numbers more. I'm in a fortunate position, I think. But I think it is important to keep the bands paid, at least cover their expenses.
Yeah, and at least if you say you're going to pay them, then at least you need to actually do that, don't you? Otherwise, they'll get all cheesed off and they won't want to work for you. And
That's
also
right.
reputations then start getting into effect. So does that mean then that some gigs that I've been to, say some of the quieter ones, you've actually had to fork out yourself to pay for the bands?
Possibly.
All right.
I don't know which ones you're referring to, but if there's not, but that's something I factor in.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll lose out a little bit, but then obviously you'll do a more popular gig, say at the weekend, and then make it back that way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Oh,
so
well.
everybody has to get paid first. That's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. How do you decide on a lineup, Carol? Or do you tend to choose the same genre or similar genre, or do you try and mix things up a bit for a lineup for a gig?
I'm quite passionate about this. Other people might disagree, but I think I always base my lineups on the genre. Not necessarily all exactly the same, but coming from the same place or the same roots, if you like. The reason I do that is that what I try to do is for the audience to pick up on bands that they will like. So if they come to see one band for a particular reason, they are more likely to like and follow the other bands.
Right, of course.
I've actually have been quite successful really with some of my regulars come back to my gigs because they know that it's going to be something they enjoy, and then they pick up on a band or two, and then the next time I put that band on, they'll come back and see them. And they follow them and buy their music and so on. So that's really the aim. I think if you mix it up too much, the audience can be segregated a bit, and you know, if I don't know, you put a metal band on followed by a folk singer, sometimes the audience drift away.
Yeah,
because it's too extreme from their sort of favourite type of music. So I try to keep it in the same ballpark, but not exactly the same.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense really. And then hopefully you don't get so many people that just come to see the headliner and miss the support. So hopefully you don't get that much. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lockdown now, how's that affecting you as a promoter?
Well, obviously I'm not putting any gigs on at the moment. I had to cancel 2 gigs in April, and we know lots of bands have had to cancel tours and so on. But I've been following the live streams for my bands that I support. The local bands, Chambers, Andrea Kenny, Michael Vickers, Rhett, Barrow's open mic every Tuesday at the Sound House. I always find the open mics are a really good source of new talent for promoters.
Yeah, they are.
I found a lot of my local bands at the open mics or similar events at the Sound House. But I think the bands are starting to get more creative and innovative, and obviously we spoke earlier about live streams, and gradually I can see as the weeks have gone by that the quality has improved. So I've been just carrying on doing what I do, really. I keep promoting the bands, I promote their music, I promote the gigs, I promote the live streams, just to keep the interest there, and so that the bands feel that they're getting some feedback and that people are actually listening.
Absolutely. And for people that are listening to this, if they want to find out when the live streaming's on, a lot of them are going into our gig calendar now, because a lot of them they're doing them as Facebook events, aren't they? So they're going into our gig calendar. So if people want to find out what's on where, they can go into Music in Leicester's gig calendar.
That's fantastic. Also, it's important to remember that a lot of these bands is their only income. So they usually have a tip jar, like a PayPal link.
Right. So people can actually pay for it.
Exactly. So they can donate a few quid, the price of a pint maybe. And everything helps. And obviously, from the venue's perspective, obviously it's a big concern at the moment because the venues have still got their overheads.
Yeah.
And so the Music Venue Trust is running crowdfunders for the venues, and I know the Sound House and the Musician both got their crowdfunders going. Not sure so much about the others, but I know you've advertised those on your magazine as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. They're all on our front page, all the crowdfunders. So
it's important because when we come at the end of this, if there aren't any venues open, then the bands won't have anywhere to play, and that's the stark reality.
Yeah.
So it's important we keep these venues going, I think.
Not only that, I think by the looks of it anyway, I don't know if you've got a view on this, but it's starting to look like that when venues do open up, they'll probably be at a much reduced capacity so that we can accommodate social distancing, at least to start off with anyway.
Yeah, and they are, I know they're all working really hard at the moment to come up with ideas of how they can put the gigs back on, but safely. And if anyone's got any ideas, please get in touch with your local venue and let them know what your thoughts are, because it is. I think it's going to be a slow process. I think it's important as well to remember all the sound guys who make a living from this. Russ and Nick at Duffy's and Firebug, Mal Canella at the Musician, Martin, Ollie and Mark at the Sound House, they all rely on the gigs.
Yeah.
And obviously they can't work, and they can't do a live stream either.
No, that's true. Oh, okay. All right then, Carol. Well, look, we're going to have to wrap it up now. But thank you very much for chatting to us on my little podcast.
No problem.
And we're just going to play you out. There's another song you requested, a nice little number by Michael Vickers. Would you like to tell us a little bit as to why you chose it and introduce it for us?
Oh, we love Michael so much. He's an amazing singer-songwriter, and I've been following him for a few years now. His songs are always so thoughtful and strike a chord and, make me smile and make me shed a tear a little bit sometimes. And he really deserves all the recognition in the world. This is his latest single, which actually getting a lot of airplay on BBC Introducing, so that's good. So, Dead and Buried.
Dead and Buried by Michael Vickers. And again, if you want to see the review of it, we've got our review in Music in Leicester. Thank you very much. So here's Dead and Buried by Michael Vickers.
Perfect or as close as you can be, just like the movies or the TV. Real life mini docudrama with subtitles to help you follow. I had a little plan in my head, I'd shown a bit too much disrespect. I was just as shocked about it myself to hurt somebody else. I lost it, I don't know what to do. I really didn't wanna. I'll stop it, I never wanted to. And I don't know why I went there, 'cause I was never really meant there. I wanted dead dead and buried. We had a dream that I'd made you share. You went along 'cause you didn't care. I'm the kind that can't abide by the actions I expect of others. Thought that I did, turns out I don't. Searching to sing, expecting to float. I know it's so poetic, nonsense, it's just a load of pathetic bollocks. I lost it, I don't know what to do. You know I really didn't wanna. I'll stop it, I never wanted to. And I don't know why I went there. And I was never really meant there. I want it dead and buried. I wanna start anew. Only if with you. Girl, you're the queen, I'm just a clown, a jester who thinks I'm more than I am. Why is it always all about me? You're the one who should be crazy. Girl, you're the queen, I'm just a clown, a jester who thinks I'm more than I am. Why is it always all about me? You're the one who should be crazy. Why should I let you put up with me? Stop it, stop it, stop it. I never saw it coming. If I'd have watched myself from another room, then I'd have never fucking done it. And I'd have pulled myself back from it. You know I really didn't wanna. But when there's no one there to stop you, I'm living to regret it. I want it dead and buried. I want it dead and buried. I want it dead and buried. I want it dead and buried.
On the other end of the phone, I have Grant from Leicester's psychedelic and theatrical rockers Goldwater. Hello, Grant, and welcome.
Hi there, how are we doing, alright?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Are you all right?
Very well, yeah, very well indeed, yeah. Thank you for welcoming me on.
That's quite... Well, thank you for spending some time to chat to me today, Grant. Anyway, so yeah, just tell me a little bit about the band to start off with. Just briefly, how long have Goldwater been around now?
We've been around for 5 years, roughly around 5 years, and sort of, yeah, in that time we've kind of gone from just playing for fun in the bottom of our drummer's garden to sort of very luckily going around some big festivals and doing some rather nice fun shows. Yeah,
I was going to say, it feels like you've been around a lot longer than that because you've built up quite a following now, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we've all been around on the Leicester music scene in various other forms, various other bands. So it kind of feels like we've been around for a lot longer than we have. But in this incarnation as Goldwater, yeah, it's only been like five years, seriously. Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, everybody knows that Goldwater's more of a cult, really, than a band. Would you say?
Yeah, we've kind of gone with that. I mean, a lot of our content, our songs and stuff, sort of go down that. They're dark and mystical and sort of, quite cult-like. And lots of the imagery around our songs are kind of pseudo-religious kind of thing. So we thought we'd kind of take that to the next level. And yeah, we call our fans disciples of gold. And,
I'd noticed that. Yeah, you talk about them worshipping at the Church of Goldwater, don't you? Does that mean I'm actually talking to the God of Goldwater?
You are talking to the preacher, yeah.
Preacher. So
I think mainly tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's just a bit of fun to bring a little bit more theatrics to the performance.
Do you have anything like the Masons do and have like a special handshake or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we've got special codes, handshake. We don't actually speak in English. We speak in a new Latin. No, of course, no. We haven't. No, I think it's a full cult status yet.
Okay.
You never know.
Okay. Okay. Now, you're clearly one of the most, what I like to call, interactive bands that anyone is ever likely to see. Because, I mean, obviously, I've seen quite a few bands in my time, but none have been more interactive and theatrical than yourselves. Because you've got to have something to climb on top of, haven't you? Every single performance, you're climbing up the walls, up the speakers, all the rest of that. Do you have to do a risk assessment before each gig?
Well, it is funny because whenever we play Firebug, I get a tour with Matt Kirk. He gives me a tour of the venue and he says, right, you can climb on that, you can climb on that, not that, not that, not that, not that, I climb on that. So, and yeah, we take it, we've taken it quite carefully, I suppose, as we've got older. But yeah, I think you just get into it, you get in the moment of it. We like to put on a big show, we like to, you know, do something interesting and fun, and I get carried away. And before you know, I'm on the roof, and
quite literally. I remember once when you were at De Montfort Hall, and I was in the upstairs in the stalls filming you, and you were on stage. Next thing I looked, you were stood there right next to me. I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah, I had to get on the balcony. That was less impromptu than more me running round the back trying to open codes to get through doors and security, and some security guard stopped me, and I was like, no, honestly, I'm in the show right now, I need to go up there. But yeah, it had to be done, you had to get on the balcony for that. I was thinking of jumping off the balcony. I did see a band do that at the old festival. What was the old festival? Yeah, this was Summer Sunday. It was a band called Monotonics, I think they were called. And he jumped off, and luckily everyone caught him, so it was okay. But I didn't. I chickened out of that.
If there isn't anywhere to climb, then what do you do? Because I mean, I've just saw a video of you crowd surfing in the Cookie. It looked like your head actually hit the rafter coming out the roof. Was that the case?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the Cookie obviously is a really small, tiny little sweaty venue. So yeah, there isn't anywhere to climb, but you've just got to make do. And I think bringing the audience into our journey of our performance is what we really love to do. So I'll be out in the crowd more. Getting people to go down on the floor and then jump up and things like that. It's just about having as much fun as you can in that short hour that you've got on stage. Just really trying to take the audience on a fun journey, really. Yeah. Yeah,
and I must admit, having been in the audience many times, it is great fun, and that's one of the things I love about your band. As I say, I call them an interactive band because you interact with the audience. It's not just the audience standing there watching you; it's being part of the show, which is awesome. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more after the break, but let's play a little song of yours called "Winner." So if you'd like to just tell us a little bit about this song and introduce it for us, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, so we wrote this song kind of last year. It was mainly for our festivals that we had been booked for, to just write a song about feeling good about your a journey that you're going on, being a winner, and sort of setting your goals to achieve anything that you can do, but also looking at how difficult that is in our modern world, and difficult it is for anyone to overcome sort of mental barriers or overcome physical barriers or anything really. It's just about trying to be the best person that you can be, being the greatest champion of the world, really, being a winner.
Excellent. All right then, brilliant. So here's Winner by Goldwater.
Hello!
outside, I'm a winner. A low down sinner. Yeah, I'm a winner, baby. A low down sinner. A man spell John tells Peter, play a bomber man. I'm a loser with no plan or action, man. I'm a fucked up, dirty, junkie, whored out. I got nothing to say, nothing to do that won't make it burn. Oh yeah. But there's a little thing inside that keeps ticking away. It's the thought, the reason, the rhyme that keeps me thinking. But deep down inside, there's a burning desire that's gonna keep me being a goddamn winner. When I get back home, I'm gonna grind your bones for sugar. I got a fever burning out me like a 50-year-old cougar. I sleep with a Luger by my side so I feel like a real man. And sometimes I lie and I shoot my blank hands on feeling fan. I'm a winner. A low down sinner. Yeah, I'm a winner, baby. A low down sinner.
That was Winner by Goldwater. I'm here with Grant from Goldwater. We were talking about what you got up to during your performances, Grant. Has anything ever gone wrong when you've been getting up to your antics?
Not in Goldwater. In my old band, I got the top of my head chopped off by a ceiling fan.
Ow!
At the Orange Tree in Loughborough. Yeah, that was a bit hurty. In Goldwater, I think we're a bit older now, so we do take it, even though it is wild still. I think the risks are sort of a little calculated, maybe, perhaps. Although saying that, they're not really.
No, I was going to say that they don't look like it. When you're actually in full swing, they don't look like anything's calculated. You just seem to be doing it all.
Before the show, you always think, right, don't do that, don't do too crazy. But then you just get carried away, you do. But no, luckily, touch wood, I've not had a serious injury, and we've not had anything go catastrophically wrong as yet. But there's times.
Early days yet, though, I suppose. Okay, so we find ourselves in the lockdown, Grant. A lot of musicians are doing like live feeds and stuff at the moment. Are you doing anything in particular?
Well, we're not really an acoustic band, and obviously a lot of the live streaming stuff relies on maybe possibly doing that in its easiest form, so it might be Carl, who's our guitarist, doing something. So live-wise, we haven't really been able to tap into that. But we have been recording stuff remotely, so at the moment we're sending the track between ourselves.
Right.
So I'm recording vocals at home, Carl's recording guitars, Jay's doing his drums, and John's doing the bass. So that's just coming to the end of recording now, which is quite an interesting project. Very different way of working. And we've got some special guests as well. We've got Tony doing some keyboard, Tony doing some a horn section on it, Tony Robinson, and Pete Spreadbury, Guru, who's putting some keys on it. So that's really been an exciting little project to work on.
Oh, okay. So talking about the lockdown, is there anything else again? I see you do some sort of DJing or something. Is that right, Grant?
Yeah. So I've always on the side of things, I've always done quite a lot of DJ work. So I thought it would be a nice opportunity to set my kitchen up as a little mini nightclub and DJ every Friday night. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Just working through my records. I only play vinyl, so it's nice to fall back in love with my vinyl collection and go through, pick a few records, and just have a bit of a Friday night boogie. Wow. It's nice because people are on there on Facebook or on social media, and it feels like they're almost there with you, enjoying that night. So yeah, that's been a nice way of connecting. And also, yeah, I've finally delved into doing a podcast, so playing some records and chatting about them. something I've wanted to do for a long time, but lockdown has kind of pushed me into that. So yeah, that's quite an exciting thing to be doing as well.
Excellent. So if people want to listen to and experience this stuff, how can they get hold of you?
Yeah, you could look me up on Facebook, or it's Mixcloud. The podcast and DJ sets are all called Vinyl Shakedown. So you can get hold of those. And there's loads of stuff on the Goldwater Facebook. For instance, Carl's written a song about missing the pub.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, exactly. Quite a nice anthem song. And there's loads of little bits going on. So if you track us down on our Goldwater Facebook, or like I say, my podcast, Vinyl Shakedown. Oh,
okay, brilliant. Have you got any views as to what the Leicester music scene might look like after the lockdown, Grant?
Well, I really hope that we can pull out of this with, I mean, Leicester music scene is incredible, and, it is a close-knit scene. It is a really lovely scene, and we're very lucky to still have as many venues as we do, and, such lovely, great owners who own those venues and work so hard to make them work. So I really hope that we can pull out of this. I mean, as a band, we've decided to do a few, when finally we can do shows again, do a few, benefit shows and do some charity shows for our venues. And just hopefully we can all pull together and make sure that we go out to shows and, really try and support the venues, because if they go, then it's going to be very difficult to get back. But right now it's a pretty scary. It must be a really, really hard time for those owners and for those venues. But hopefully we can all work together like Leicester music scene has done many times before and make it work. Yeah,
hopefully. I remember I just saw a news a thing on my news feed this morning about some companies developing a sort of face mask and shield combination, especially for gigs. So perhaps we'll end up using something like that. We'll all have to wear these like helmet type things, but at least it stops us spreading any nasty lurgies.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing at the moment is just the not knowing for businesses, which must be really, really hard, because obviously if you've got something to aim towards, or you've got an idea when there is the new normal or some sort of normality, you can plan towards that. But at the moment, I mean, pubs and the entertainment industry were the first to shut, and they'll probably be the last to open. So it is a really, really hard time. Obviously, if you look at festivals as well, there hasn't been a festival season this year. So, and we really rely on that's what we really love, doing festivals.
Yeah.
And that landscape's going to look incredibly different as well. So, goodness knows, it is a really, really odd time for the music industry.
It is indeed. It is. Okay, well, Grant, it's been great chatting to you.
It's been lovely, thank you.
And we're gonna sign out with one of your songs now. And I think this was actually written during the lockdown period. Would you like to tell us a bit about it and introduce it for us?
Yeah, well, we wrote this. It wasn't written in the lockdown, but it was written. It works well for it. It's "Working Man," which is a song that is off our latest EP, "Sermon of the Crows," which is on Spotify and all good music retailers now. Basically, it's a song about people working really hard, just working to make a good living for themselves, working to be the best person they can, which is a sort of common theme in our songs. And also just the battles that they come against, the battles against government, the battles against the powers that be, and battling against the man, really, to be a good person and to work hard for your own person, really. Yeah.
Excellent. So here's "Working Man" by Goldwater. Thank you very much, Grant.
Thank you very much. Cheers. See you later.